The first astronomers to make long-term written records of their observations were the Mesopotamians, who began to build observations about 6,000 years ago. The Egyptians developed and used astronomy entirely for practical purposes, such as developing a calendar used for predicting the Nile flood and aligning temples and monuments. Stonehenge does exhibit alignment with the sun and the moon. The main axis of the monument faces the horizon where the sun rises. The Chinese recorded observations of eclipses at least as long ago as the 13th century BC. They also recorded other conspicuous astronomical events such as meteor showers. The Thales were the first Malaysian astronomers. Thales predicted a whole solar eclipse. Pythagoras and his students made a scientific model, making it much further than the Malaysian astronomers had.
By about 500 BC, the Babylonians were able to use long record observations to see regularities and patterns in the motions of the moon and planets.
Aristotle studied under the great philosopher Plato and then started his own school. He also believed in a great geocentric universe and that the stars and planets were perfect spheres. Aristarchus was the first person we know of who suggested that the Earth might go around the sun by looking at the shadow of the Earth on the moon during an eclipse of the moon. Eratosthenes was an ancient Greek astronomer, geographer, and mathematician. He was the first person who made an accurate measurement of the circumference of the Earth. The Mayans were fascinated when looking at the night sky. They believed the wills and actions of gods, and they could be read through the night sky. Ptolemy grew up somewhere around Alexandria and made books on the map of the latitude and longitude measurements. The Arabs and Muslims studied the stars in so much detail. They also had to pray to the sun 5 times a day. They used astronomical time to use it as a way to see what time to pray. Copernicus made an astronomical model and positioned the sun near the center of the universe, motionless with the Earth and the other planets rotating around the sun. Brahe is known for his accurate and comprehensive astronomical planetary observations. His observations were 5 times more accurate than anyone else's. Galileo was the first person who used a telescope that went all the way up into space. He drew the phases of each planet. Kepler was a German mathematician. Kepler was best known for his laws and planetary motion. Newton was an English scientist and mathematician and natural philosopher. He laid the foundations of classical mechanics. He also formulated his 3 laws of motion. Edmund Halley was a geophysicist, mathematician, astronomer, and meteorologist. He is best known for computing the orbit of the famous Halley's Comet, which was named after him. Niels Bohr developed a Bohr model of an atom, in which he proposed that energy levels of electrons revolve in stable orbits around the atomic nucleus, but can jump from one energy level to another. Einstein was a theoretical physicist, best known for his special and general theory of relativity and the concept of mass energy. Equivalence expressed by the famous equation E equals mc squared.
Werner Heisenberg, German physicist and philosopher who discovered a way to formulate quantum mechanics in terms of matrices. Edwin Hubble used a 100-inch mirror on top of the moon in Wilson, California. He used the telescope's revolution in light to take a series of photos of the Great Nebula in the Andromeda Galaxy. Georges Lemaitre made the greatest discovery in modern cosmology. Our universe is expanding. 4 years later, he proposed that the universe began with a single quantum, what is now called the Big Bang. Robert Oppenheimer, American physicist, was responsible for collecting, coordinating, and leading the team that developed and detonated the first atomic bomb. Fred Hoyle, English astronomer, noted primarily from the theory of stellar nucleosynthesis, but also for his often controversial stances on other scientific matters. Penzias and Wilson discovered cosmic background radiation. They were testing a sensitive horn antenna which was designed for detecting low levels of microwave radiation. Armstrong and Aldrin. Armstrong was the commander of the Apollo 11, and Aldrin was the lunar module pilot.